Hi everybody, Mark Minear here. Today I'm going to help you find your proper golf grip, how to hold the golf club, okay? We're also going to go over some terms that you might have heard before. We just want to clarify them so you understand what they mean and how you're supposed to incorporate into your golf grip. All right, so first thing is that you'll hear about the three different styles of how to hold it. The first one is 10-finger grip, okay? Notice how all the fingers are on the club, okay? The next one is called interlock, okay? You take your forefinger of your left hand and interlock the pinky of your right hand, okay? And the last one is the overlapping grip, which is you take the pinky of your right hand and overlap it in between the index finger on your left hand. Try to guess what? This doesn't matter, it doesn't affect the ball flight. These are just comfortability, so which one ever you like. Okay, now they have some recommendation if you have small hands, maybe the interlock, okay, because you can hold on to it a little better, but it doesn't matter. 10-finger grip, doesn't matter. It matters what feels good to you, okay? Overlap, obviously, is kind of the standard one and so forth like this, but these positions were invented a long time ago. It's just a preference, all right? Again, it doesn't affect the club face. It doesn't affect the flight of the ball. It's just a comfortability, all right? So that's number one, all right? The next one is what does stronger grip and weaker grip mean? It doesn't mean grip pressure. They're not about, hey, the stronger grip, I'm gripping it tighter, the weaker grip, I'm gripping it looser. What happens, it has to do with the positioning of both hands, okay? So if you look here, is if I'm gripping the club here and the club face is square, and I move both hands over to the right, or one hand, over to the right of the square club face, that's called stronger. Basically what they're referring to is it probably closes the club face a little bit more, so that's called a stronger grip. All right, vice versa, if the grip is too far left, okay, of the square club face, you can kind of see that too far left, that's called weaker. Why? They're just referencing to that the club face might be a little open, and of course you might not have the leverage through the hitting zone, and it feels a little wobbly in your hands, okay? So that's what they mean by stronger and weaker grip. Again, it's not grip pressure, okay? And grip pressure can vary too a little bit, is that, you know, Tiger Woods says he's a 6 on the scale 1 to 10 of gripping pressure, and then Freddie Couples is probably like a 1, okay? So we're not gonna cover that necessarily in this video. It will come up in another video about grip pressure and how to incorporate that into your golf swing. But today we're gonna talk about the positioning of the grip, okay? So this is what I want you to do to find your grip. What you need to do is again, the grip, it's essential to feel the proper club face for you, okay? Through the hitting zone. So the grip is gonna dictate that a lot, all right? And some arms and hands are some people's arms and hands are certainly different biomechanically. So some people don't have as much, you know, twisting action and they can't even get their arm in a position to necessarily grip it. So what ends up happening is that's why everybody's grip is slightly different, all right? Okay, so here we go. The secret is, with the club face square, what I want you to do is you should always take your grip up in the air. It's very hard to get the grip that you're supposed to have on the ground because that's a setup position. We're feeling the grip every single time on the tour. We're feeling the grip as though it was an impact position. What do we want to feel? So, this is a square club face. Impact, every club in your bag at impact will be slightly de-lofted compared to the true loft of the club face. So what you want to do is you hold it up in the air, you bounce the club up and down in a slightly de-lofted position, and then swing it back and forth. And if you can feel it can maintain the squareness of the club face, and this is obviously horizontal plane, the squareness of the club face, and you can feel it kind of squaring and holding that little de-lofted look through the motion, that's good. If it's too weak, you'll see when you move it back and forth, it'll be pointing to the sky and you'll add loft. If you're too strong, the club face will be pointing to the ground when you go a little ways through, and what ends up happening is that's probably a little bit too strong. You can hit the ball a little bit left, okay, or too low. All right, so what you're doing is you're bouncing that grip for you, bouncing the club, it's massaging the grip back and forth, feeling a little de-lofted there you go. Then you can set it down and go. Now, obviously the pros they've been doing this so long, of course they could set it up on the ground, grip it, but notice, they'll always pick it up and move it. What are they doing? They're massaging it down here. Okay, so that's kind of a form of a waggle, all right? So they're still getting the grip. They're just down here and then holding it there, okay? And again, most of the time, biomechanically, when an amateur golfer puts it on the ground, lines it up, the golf club has quite a bit of loft on it, not the slightly de-lofted state it's supposed to be at impact. What ends up happening, they grip it, their grip is generally too weak. Now some people, again, biomechanically might be way over here, but look what it did to my shoulders. It tilted me and it got me twisted and stuff like this. Again, up in the air, swing it back and forth. I highly recommend this for every amateur golfer. Grip it up here, make this your waggle, feel it, then set the club down and line up and swing, okay? Now, these are a couple things I just need you to do, okay? One of the big key areas is the V's between your forefinger and thumbs. I need them squeezed together. I don't want them wide, okay? So we don't want them wide like that. We want them squeezed together a little bit so the V's are nice and tight, okay? So when you bounce it. It's just you don't want to get wrapped around the grip, okay? So that's really the only thing. You're gonna find the positioning, strong or weaker for you or neutral, based on letting the club bounce a little bit, massaging the grip, feeling the club face a little de-loft, swinging back and forth. Notice my eyes are even looking up here. I can feel that. I can feel the squareness. Setting the club down. Now I'm ready to hit, okay? Or take my practice swing and then walk up into the ball. Generally, it's a very good idea after a practice swing too, is that don't just walk in there with the same grip and do it. The grip tends to change. There's a lot of forces going on. Maybe sometimes golf clubs are traveling anywhere from 80 to 100 miles an hour. It's gonna twist a little bit at the finish. So you're supposed to take your hands off again, go through your pre-shot routine after your practice swing. There you go, a little massage, set up, and then go ahead and hit it, okay? It's your pre-shot routine. And I always tell a little story about, I've had to teach some actors or have done some television work a little bit in this, in golf instruction. And there's every once in a while that somebody really hasn't played golf and maybe they're just have a pretty face and they want them in this video and so forth like that. And we can obviously digitize the ball into the screen so they don't really need to hit it, but I need to make them look like a golfer. And if you look right, you're probably gonna be right. So if you watch the mannerisms of the tour professionals, whether it be LPGA or PGA, is what happens is all those mannerisms mean something. So that's why gripping up in the air, don't I look like a golfer now? Little waggle up here, I can feel the de-loftedness of the club face just a little bit, and the squareness and the stability. There I go, walking up and hit the ball. All right, so let's put it to work. Let's go ahead and hit this one. Watch my mannerisms, that's the secret. Look at that, I can feel it bounces, a little massage. Walk on in, see, look at all the little waggles. And there we go. This is gonna help you find your grip. Not someone telling you, drawing lines on your glove saying, this is the grip, and I want everyone to have the same. Look on the tour, they're not all the same, but I'll tell you, they all feel the club face. Again, thanks for watching. Hey, if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll see you on the links.